Welcome to Predator vs Prey, the show that looks at the ongoing battle for survival between nature's best hunters and the prey so desperate to avoid them. Hi viewers, welcome to episode 1 of Predator vs Prey. I am your host, Tim Williams, and I'm going to be bringing you a short series of videos looking at different predators and prey in the animal kingdom. We're going to look at one each week from each side, and we're going to be looking at the different adaptations that these animals have that make them so good at either being great hunters or avoiding themselves being hunted. The first animal we're going to look at could actually be classed as prey or a predator. That's due to the fact that whilst it does hunt brilliantly, it's not actually top of the food chain. But for today, it's going to be representing the predators. And there are a few really good reasons why, due to some of the features it has that make it so great at hunting its prey, as these animals are possibly one of the best hunters that roam the British coasts.
Alrighty then, welcome everyone to St Ives, where we have now found 2 grey seals. Now grey seals, half of the living population of them live around the British coast, so if you keep your eye out when you're on holiday or down near the coast, you may actually see one. They're not that uncommon. Now, there's many reasons why I've picked these to go on the side for hunters. And you may have seen we can't actually see them now because they've just dived underwater. This is one of the reasons I like them so much. When they're underwater, they're streamlined so they can swim ridiculously fast, and also because they can hold their breath for up to an hour and they can dive up to 70 metres, they're so good at hunting prey, and it means they can do prolonged sessions of hunting without having to come up for air. Now, the streamlined torpedo-like shape isn't the only thing the seals have to their advantage. They also have exceedingly sensitive whiskers. Now, these whiskers enable them to detect where the fish they're hunting are, and it also enables them to follow them extremely effectively. Now, the 2 features we've looked at so far help the seal to locate and then catch up with their prey. Now, you might be wondering what they actually do once they find the prey. What they do, they catch them with their incredibly strong jaws and teeth, and once they've got them, those fish are not getting away. Now, the seal will eat parts of these fish whole after tearing chunks off. Now, grey seals are going to record a solid 6 out of 10 on my predator ranking. The reason they're not getting top marks is because they're actually hunted by things like sharks and killer whales, and anything that gets hunted can't be the best hunter. But because of their extremely streamlined shape and their sensitive whiskers and their extremely strong jaws, they are getting a good rating.
Now, we've looked at the predators for this week, we're now going to look at the prey, and representing the prey this week are the South American coatis, or brown-nosed coatis as they're often called. Now, these are incredibly cool animals in my opinion, and they live in groups together, which is one of the things that help them survive. They also have many other brilliant features that make them so good at avoiding predators.
Now we've come to see the first representatives of the prey. Now these are the coatis, and you can already tell that they like living in a big group together, and this helps them all prevent each other being isolated, so it's harder for prey to get them. You'll also notice their tails poke up in the air, and one of the reasons this is good is because it means they know where each other are when they're in slightly higher shrubbery or undergrowth. And it means that whilst they're foraging, as they do, spend a lot of their day doing that, they can know where each other are, again preventing people getting isolated. Now in just a moment you'll see another great reason for these tails, and you'll see they're actually not used for grabbing onto things like a monkey's is, but they're used to help balance when they're climbing trees and other things. Now, this makes them incredibly competent climbers, and this is another reason they're so good at surviving. It means they can escape up trees, and they can even sleep up in trees if they need to. And it just helps them get away from any predator that can't climb trees. Now, these three features already give it a pretty high score on my prey rating, but there's actually one more very important thing, and that's their incredibly aggressive nature when they feel threatened, and it means they can fight off things much larger than themselves. All these adaptations and features go towards giving them a very respectable 7.5 rating on my prey scale. It's going to be a tough act to try and knock off the Coatis.
Now, that's all we have time for today in episode 1 of Predator vs Prey. It's been a good episode where we've looked at grey seals as predators and we've looked at South American coatis as the prey. Each of these has great features helping them in their own survival. They're the first ones on our ranking system. Let's see if any other animals in later weeks can defeat them. Be sure to join me next time when we'll be looking at 2 new animals and how they're adapting to survive in the wild. Thank you very much for watching today. Look forward to seeing you next week.